students, hobbyists, and beginner saxophone players just tend to neglect the benefits of a great mouthpiece and an expensive mouthpiece. Now, like they say, the more you spend on it, the better the quality of product is. And yes, in most cases, when it comes to mouthpieces and things of that nature, it's the same way. Just a lot of people don't think to purchase a more expensive mouthpiece because it almost seems superfluous in a lot of ways. But little do you know, as a beginner or hobbyist or student that doesn't want to upgrade their mouthpiece, that a lot of the things that you're aiming to sound like is produced by the mouthpiece. In 2016, we're going to experience a mouthpiece like none other, produced by Theo Wanne and Mindi Abair. Mindi Abair and Theo Wanne being the awesome mouthpiece producer that he is, has been doing this for quite a while and grabs his knowledge from many different sources. He's a saxophone guru, if you will. I've read a bit of his stuff, but he grabs his knowledge from years and years ago. He doesn't just produce a mouthpiece and just rehashes it. He has a lot of historical knowledge and historical reference when it comes to actually making his mouthpiece. And he knows about the actual horn itself, and he has a historical reference on the actual horn itself. So when he's trying to make a mouthpiece that has a certain sound, that has a certain feel, that we use all these colorful adjectives to actually get to sound a certain way that we want, he knows exactly how to make that happen. So Mindi Abair knew exactly who to go to when it came to making a new mouthpiece. Mindi Abair is a phenomenal saxophone player. She is how I would describe the Aerosmith of saxophone players. She's just that gritty rock and roll type, jazz type, classical type, and I'm also going to put pop and country type because I do have one of her CDs, and it's very fun to actually listen to her music. But definitely an upbeat saxophonist. She just likes doing a lot of upbeat music and some slow tunes as well. But she's very dynamic as a musician, and she has created this mouthpiece with Theo Wanne, and she really wants to aim for that bright sound that cuts through all the guitars and all the accompaniment instruments when you're playing as a saxophone player, and it does just that. In the link below, I will have Mindi playing Summertime. It's a video that they recorded, Summertime, with another band, and it's with this new mouthpiece that Theo Wanne and her created. So it's very, very bright. It's very, very showy. It's very, very, I'm here and I know it and I want to show it kind of a mouthpiece. But definitely, that is a great mouthpiece to have if you're like this kind of guy that wants to solo, or this girl that wants to solo, or this person that just wants to bring the guts and grit out of the saxophone and put it in the face of your audience. It's definitely that kind of mouthpiece. And it's, in reference to mouthpiece prices, one of the most affordable high-class mouthpieces that you can find. And it's also made out of an interesting nickel plating. It's very interesting. Not many mouthpieces are made with nickel plating, but it's very, very a standout mouthpiece. This mouthpiece is made with Theo Wanne's new ART, Advanced Resonance Technology. You have a lot of mouthpiece makers out there who today just mass produce mouthpiece after mouthpiece after mouthpiece, and nothing's custom, nothing has any heart, nothing has any soul anymore. And Mindi's sound has a lot of soul and heart. And when she was making this mouthpiece with Theo Wanne, I'm pretty sure she put that in there as well. It's just wonderful to hear Mindi Abair as a player. It's wonderful. Last time I remember seeing her, she was on Saturday Night Live, and she was working out there. I saw her on American Idol before. She's a Grammy-nominated artist. She's just doing wonderful things right now. She's played with Gerald Albright, all these new contemporary saxophone players that are just beasts, and for her to actually be in the league with them makes her one and the same. So for those of you who love new mouthpieces, for those of you who love that rock and roll sound, that harsh, gritty, soulful sound, but you can also get soft, and the most dynamic mouthpiece that you probably would ever encounter is this one right here. To put that in perspective, you have Dukoff, you have Beachler, you have Autolink, you have Van Doren, all reputable brands in the mouthpiece making world. But how do Theo Wanne mouthpieces, in context with this mouthpiece, the new Mindi Abair signature one, how does this one compare to those ones? As far as Dukoff goes, they are more open. Dukoffs are always open. So you probably want to get a more resistive reed or a stronger reed with this mouthpiece, this new mouthpiece if you get it, because what it'll do is it'll help replicate that Duke-off feel that you're used to. Now, if you want a Beachler, it's less open. By Beachler being less open than this new mouthpiece, you probably want to get a softer reed or a reed that's less resistive by probably a half a strength to kind of compensate for whatever, if you have like an 8 or a 7-star Beachler or whatever, compensate if you want to get this mouthpiece. Auto links are more open just like Duke-off, so you probably want to get a more open reed with this mouthpiece to compensate for that. And Van Doren, actually, they have measurements that come almost equal to this new mouthpiece, so you don't have to find much compromise in the Van Doren player to the Theo Wanne player. All in all, guys, this is a great mouthpiece. This mouthpiece is on pre-order right now, but in January 2016, it will be out. All the links that you need to know about this mouthpiece, ordering it, purchasing it, finding out about Theo, finding out about Mindi Abair and all the great things she does, it's in the description below. Please, please, just scroll down and look at them. I love Mindi Abair as a saxophone player, just a side note, guys, because Mindi has some of the most articulate articulations on the saxophone that match her style, especially coming from range and octave jumps and all that other stuff, especially in that song 25 or 64 when she played the Summer Horns album with, all these other saxophone players. It was just great to hear her articulate. Very slick how you do that, Mindi. Very slick.